Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to present to you the 2017 Lincoln MKC. MKC has been around for basically about 2 years. It came out in 2015. Personally, I've sold quite a few, and my customers that buy it, the reason they like to buy it is because it's a very easy, maneuverable small SUV. It's a little smaller than the Lincoln MKX, so it's not as bulky as the MKX, but if you still need a little extra room, but not really that much, the MKC is the perfect car for you, especially if you have a small family. Again, this is the Lincoln, so it's a little bit more luxurious. It's got a little bit more of the fine options, like a little bit nicer leather. It's got the navigation options on it as well in the interior, which I'll go over in a bit. But specifically, this one is equipped with a 2.0 liter EcoBoost engine. It's got 240 horsepower, 270 pound-foot of torque, and it's also paired up with a 6-speed transmission. So it'll actually, with the 6-speed transmission, when you're on the highway, on the 6th gear, it won't idle as much, so you're gonna save a lot of gas mileage on it as well. It also comes with the sport mode, which you could actually just put it on S, and it'll actually give you a little bit more engine power. It also gives you the select shift with the transmission, which you could actually control the shifting on your engine, so you could definitely get it. And it actually has the paddle shifters on the Lincoln as well, so you can control your shifting, make it a little bit more sporty. Like I said, it is a family vehicle, but you can still have fun with it. Again, it's a 2.0 liter, has 240 horsepower, but it definitely gets up and goes. If you look in here, anything you need to worry about really is highlighted in yellow with your wiper fluid, your oil change, your dipstick right here. So anything you need to worry about right here, like I said, highlighted in yellow. But you could also let our service department take care of it, because it does have a pickup delivery service for 4-year, 50,000 miles included. So whenever you get an oil change on it, basically, if you live within 20 miles of the dealership, we'll go ahead and pick you up, pick the vehicle up, bring it in for servicing, and take it back to you as well. Again, since it is a Lincoln, you do see the famous Lincoln Star right here in the middle. You do have the split wing grille on the front, on the center of the vehicle as well. Gives it an aggressive look. If you look at it here on the sides, you do have the LED lighting, which turn on whenever you unlock your vehicle, give you a little bit more of illumination when you get in. It does have the HID headlamps as well, so when you're driving at night, it gives you a lot better visibility, especially if you're driving here in the fog and stuff like that. You come over here to the right, you do have the 18-inch aluminum wheels, which again, on this vehicle, it's a lot better too, because it's not that big of a wheel, so you don't get that rough of a ride, because it is an SUV, but it is a lot lighter as well. So it's better maneuvering, you get better handling, and better gas mileage. If you come around here on the side, like I mentioned, since it is a luxury vehicle, you do have the power seats included on it as well, but you also have the memory seating, which you could program up to 3 different settings. If you want to drive it, your wife wants to drive it as well, you can have your setting programmed right here on the side of the door. You also have, what I like, is the power folding mirrors, which if you ever need to squeeze into a tight spot, they'll fold and unfold as you need to. So that honking also meant, basically, since it is push to start, if you leave your vehicle on for whatever reason and you walk out of the vehicle, it'll honk at you, letting you know you left it on. But as I was mentioning, the mirrors, if you wanted to fold them in, if you wanted to squeeze into a tight spot, let's say you're at Costco or a shopping center, you don't want to hit your side of your mirrors, you could always fold them in. Electric power folding mirrors. You do have the blind spot information system, which again, if it's a lot safer for you when you're driving down the highway. If you wanted to switch lanes, you have basically you have an extra eye out. It uses radar technology to let you know if there's anybody in your blind spot. If there is, you'll see a little orange light up on either side, depending on what side the vehicle is on. And again, it is a breakaway mirror, so if for whatever reason somebody does hit it, it won't break off, it'll just fold over. You do have the keyless entry system, which I personally really like. I have it on my vehicle, I have a Ford as well. If you want to leave, let's say you go to the beach, you go to the park with your kids, you can leave your keys inside the vehicle. You have a code that you can a factory code that you get with the vehicle, or you could always reprogram it to your own personal code. All you do is you come in, you put in the code, you'll be able to unlock it, get in, You could also put in a code and then press, I believe it's 5-6 to open your tailgate if you need to through the code. You do have the intelligent access, which again, since it is a luxury vehicle, it comes in handy. You could have your keys in your pocket, just come up to the vehicle, you could lock it if you needed to, and walk away from it and it'll be locked. You could also unlock it, just walk into it. No hassle, you can have it in your pocket, if your purse, anything like that. Just, as long as it's with you within about 2 feet, it'll open up. Let's see. If you come around here to the back, you do see it is quite spacious. James, would you like to take a seat since you're a pretty tall guy so you can see how well it fits back there? Now the seat is pushed all the way back, so I'm gonna push a little bit forward. So how does that feel?
Great.
Not bad, right? Small SUV, and if you like, if you were going on a long trip, you could also recline it back if you needed to. So go ahead and recline it back. If you wanted, you could also recline it back if you needed to. Again, actually, it's a split 60-40, so the 2 seats on the right side will recline back if you need to, or the single seat will recline back if you need to, or also, James, if you could step out real quick. See it? You got it? All right, and then if you need to as well, they will also fold down real easily. The headrest folds over. There's a button on the side that'll help you fold it down, and the release on it is right here as well. If you come up to the back, you see how much space is created with the seats folded down. Go ahead. Thank you, buddy. Go ahead and fold it down. And this is removable as well, included with the package. If you needed to, let's say, put in something bigger, a lot bigger you could fit in. Pretty much a big box in there. Anything you really need to, if you go to the hardware store all of a sudden and you need to pick something up, fit in there real easily. Or you do have the tonneau cover, so goes back on real easily as well. It just snaps right back on like that. And if you wanted to cover your groceries, let's say it's a hot day, you can do so as well. You do get the floor mats included, and down here, you do have the spare tire with a lot of extra space available if you needed to put anything extra. Let's say you're going on a long trip, you want to have, a lot of people carry like flares, stuff like that, you can put them in there as well. You do have the kit for the spare tire right under here. All you do is unscrew this, it'll be right under. But you do have, like I said, the roadside assistance for 6 years, 70,000 miles included in the warranty. So if you get a flat tire, dead battery, if you need gas as well, they'll go out and they'll help you for free. You do get the power lift gate, which again is really convenient. You don't have to slam it down. You can also program it too if, let's say, you have a shorter person that's going to be driving the vehicle. It goes up pretty high, up to about here. It was already programmed to come up to about here, but you could also program it to come down a little lower if you wanted to. All you do is hold it down, wait for it to beep inside, and whenever you open it back up, it'll open up to that level, making it a little easier for whoever's driving it. And you can also open it with your remote. Pretty neat. And again, with this vehicle, since it is pretty well equipped, you do get the reverse sensing with the reverse camera, which is right here. And it does pop up on your 8-inch screen. I think it's one of the clearer cameras in the business, but it really looks really, one of the reasons it really helps you is because it has the cross traffic alert. So it'll actually notify you, let's say you're backing out of this area right here. If there were a vehicle coming from either side, it'll notify you on your heads-up display. It'll let you know, and your blind spot information system will light up on both sides, letting you know there's a vehicle coming as you're reversing, to just double check your surroundings. And if there is, like I said, you do have an 8-inch screen in the front with your camera, so you can see if there's anything behind you. Alrighty. You do have on this one, since it is the white platinum, it is a little bit more of an extra charge because of the color. It does have extra layers of paint, but it is also more resistant towards any chips or dings on the paint, and it also looks a lot nicer, in my opinion. You have the, let's see, You have the Select Plus package, which gives you the blind spot information system, which I mentioned, and the navigation. But since we live here in California, you actually get a discount, $1,100. So you basically get that package for free. So again, it's a good offer. It's a good safety feature, and it's a good convenient feature because again, it's an extra eye on the road when you're driving. And like I said, when you're reversing, if you needed to, it'll use the sensors to let you know there's somebody coming. Especially when you got your kids in the vehicle. Go ahead, step inside. Now, I did mention the memory seating, so you could actually program the steering wheel as well. But if you wanted to, you could also program your side view mirrors. So for the person that's driving, you can adjust them. And this one is auto dimming, so you can, whenever you're driving, if there's like a big semi truck behind you, it won't shine the heck out of you whenever you're driving down the road. Like I said, if you need to switch lanes, this one's auto dimming, so it'll be a lot easier. This one as well. So whenever you're driving down, nobody will be shining down through your vehicle. You do have the Sync 3 system on this one, which basically it's a little bit more advanced than the My Lincoln Touch. It's a little bit more responsive. You do have like the navigation system, which basically it's designed to work a little bit more like your cell phone. A little easier to use. If you need to input a destination, you can just go right there, do it through here. Or if you wanted to, you could also do it through voice command.
Please say a command.
Navigation.
Navigation. Please say a command.
POI.
I didn't get that. Please say destinations.
Find a POI.
Where would you like to search? Please say nearby or in a city.
Nearby.
In Santa Maria, please say the name of the POI.
Starbucks.
Please say a line number.
Line 2.
Please say a line number.
So it'll give you the nearest one. Line 1.
I didn't get that. Please say the line number or say none of those.
Line 1.
When ready, press the voice button and then say set as destination or dial the number.
So here, like you saw, I just looked up a Starbucks, and you could look up anywhere near basically any POI, or you could look it up by categories as well. If you wanted to find a restaurant nearby, or for example, the Starbucks, if you want to grab your morning coffee on your way to work, you could also call ahead if you wanted to. If your phone's paired up, you just press this button here. You could call ahead, see if they're still open for whatever reason, so you don't make the trip for no reason. And then from here, you could hit the voice button and say set as destination, or you could set it from here. And if you wanted to save it as well, let's say it was a familiar address you had, you could always save it on there. You could change. Again, it is a Sync 3 system, so it is pretty advanced. A lot of people, what's popular now is the Apple CarPlay. If you have your Apple iPhone, you can connect it through the USB, and you could actually use Siri through the voice commands. I have it in my vehicle, and it's actually pretty responsive as well. But the system as well through the Sync 3 is really responsive itself. If you have Android, you don't have to connect your USB. It'll download the apps for you as well. You can use your apps like Pandora, Spotify through the vehicle without having to pull out your phone. So it really makes it easy for you, so that when you're driving, you don't have to pull out your phone and be on it. You could also text back if you needed to. Your messages will pop up on the screen, and it'll read them to you as well as you're driving, so you can keep your hands on the wheel. Let's see. One thing I did also want to mention that's not on all vehicles is it does have an auto hold feature. So whenever you're at a stop sign, let's say you wanted to have this on, but let's say you're coming to a complete stop, you can actually remove your foot off the brake, and the vehicle will hold the brake on until you press the gas. So again, it's an exclusive feature. You could always turn it off too if you like to, just so you don't keep your foot on the brake. Let's say if you're going uphill as well. It does have hill start assist as well. So if you take your foot off the brake for the reason, it won't fall back on you. It'll basically maintain its place, keep the brakes in hold until you press the gas, and then you can just take off. You guys ready for the drive?